It's the 2K Sports Pregame Show.
Hello, basketball fans. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. I'm here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight, we'll be watching the Orlando Magic playing against the Portland Trailblazers at Moda Center. Taking a look at the Trailblazers, this is their first time facing off this season. Last year, they split the season series at a game apiece. Hey, a chance now to watch CJ McCollum in action. Definitely one of the sharpshooters in the league, but you don't often hear his name mentioned among the elite. Do you guys feel like he may be underrated as a shooter?
I think he's definitely underrated. He's as dead-eye as most players in the league. Incredible percentages from the floor and from beyond the arc. This guy can shoot the ball.
What probably people forget about is the fact that he can get to the rim so easily. That's why they don't pay attention to the dead-eye shooting. But he's a dead-eye shooter. Tie check?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was an audible yawn we heard from that side of the set. What gives?
That's because I'm dead-eye tired. That was terrible.
Whatever that
No, that was good.
Kevin Harlan. He understands everything, and he's standing by with the call. Next.
We are live, the home of the Trailblazers in beautiful Portland, Oregon. And get ready for another dose of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan courtside with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, and our reporter tonight on the sideline, David Aldridge. Look at Orlando. They haven't started out with the success they had hoped for, but the season obviously is still very young.
And you wondered coming into the season if this team might have some issues, and that's been the case here thus far. We'll see if they can address those issues. It's a long season and find a way to turn it around.
Clearly some deficiencies in this roster that need to be addressed. I don't think anybody would disagree with that. I mean, they'd love to get back to around 500, but the way they're made and constituted, that'll be tough.
And with tip-off coming up, we've got just enough time to hear from our good friend David Aldridge on the sideline. D.A., take it away.
Well, thank you, Kevin. Now, Lehigh's C.J. McCollum has taken full advantage of his opportunity with the Blazers. McCollum said, "I already knew what I could do. People are starting to realize that I'm here to stay." And Kevin, his coach Terry Stotts says his time has come.
It certainly has, D.A. Love the mindset McCollum has, stepping right into the starting two-guard spot with great confidence. Clark, you've talked about this a lot, the changes, the biggest differences from playing college basketball to pro basketball.
Without question, Kevin, a couple of the biggest differences for me were the speed of the game and the quality of the players on the court. That was really something that I was aware of, but it hit me right between the eyes as I got going. And then the other thing was the travel and schedule. I hit a wall after about 60 games and was really a dead man walking for about 10 days before my legs came back and I finished that rookie season strong.
A look at the starting group for the Magic. Ross is the 3 with Gordon at the 4. Simmons is out there with Payton, and it's Vucevic in at the pivot spot manning the middle.
And when Lillard's hitting the tray ball, it really opens things up for him. As good a passer as he is, he becomes a major headache for the D if he gets hot from beyond.
So the Portland Trailblazers able to put the first points up on the board. Ross, that's good.
And that's how you answer back.
Exactly, Greg. I mean, go right back at him. Show him you can shoot from outside all night long.
Now here's Lillard. He's coming off a 19-point game against Denver.
And a lot of those points came at the free throw line, really because of his aggression. He was playing the game with force, always catching his man on his heels.
Here's Payton, following the score by Damian Lillard. Right side, Simmons. And count it. He'll head to the line with a chance to make it 3.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
Boy, it's a thing of beauty watching him attack the defense like that. I mean, they wanted no part of him on that layup.
And the Magic benefiting from multiple first-round picks this summer. They needed the help.
Yeah, they did, and they need a big hit in the draft. I mean, they've lacked star talent, and we know this is a talent-driven league. Either you develop stars or you pull them into your fold. They've got to find some difference makers. There's no doubt about that.
And the free throw, no good. So it's Portland now. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Nuggets.
Yeah, they couldn't do any better than a shooting percentage in the low 30s on that night, guys, and that's pretty much a death sentence.
Yeah, I can't name a team that's going to find a way to win shooting like that. I mean, they never had a chance with the touch they had that night.
Defensive rebounding, just such a crucial part of the game.
Yeah, it's finishing your defense, Greg. We know that. You can defend, then you got to rebound the miss, and you got to get to the glass with intensity.
Now, here's Vucevic. 14 points from him the last game against the Warriors in Oakland.
And how about the job he did rebounding as well, guys? I mean, just a dominant performance on the glass.
Drops in the tray.
Gotta like how they've come out here. I mean, connecting on 4 of their first 5 shots, yes, that's good.
Ross kicks to Payton. Simmons sets a screen for Payton. Stolen by McCollum. Fast break. Here come the Trailblazers. McCollum gets the ball.
At the defensive end, Gordon is very accomplished. I mean, he gets off the ground quickly and is an excellent shot blocker as a result.
Portland's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. Lillard dishes to McCollum. Davis with a screen on Ross. Screen by Nurkic. And Lillard kicks to Davis. On the clock. From deep three-point range, it's hauled in by Gordon. The Magic trail by 5. Payton kicks to Vucevic. And slam dunk by Vucevic.
Tremendous court awareness by Payton.
The Trailblazers have gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%. Pass to Lillard. Outside, Davis. Screen by Nurkic. And there's McCollum. That's good on the assist by Davis. McCollum's got his first points in this one.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
And a wide open look for Simmons. Simmons missing again.
It's just one of those games for him so far. Nothing seems to be finding the bottom of the net.
Harkless kicks to Lillard. Pass to McCollum. Over in the corner, Harkless to the inside. Davis. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Yeah, shots falling, off to a very good start offensively as a result.
Payton kicks to Simmons. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Damian Lillard. That's his first foul. On defense, Portland. 7-point differential. Gordon a screen. The dish to Ross. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It goes on Ed Davis. And Terrence Ross with probably his best season in 2016-17. Shot a career high from the field.
And Kevin, I think he can continue to even get better. I mean, with his bounce, I'd like to see him develop the mid-range shot in addition to his ball handling, because that's a little loose. If he tightens the ball handling up, this guy can get to the rim and become a real force offensively.
First one falls for him. And for the Blazers, tremendous scoring talent in their backcourt. How did they turn the corner in the West?
Clearly, it's going to be with their defense. I think that's where they've had their struggles. They're going to have to get better at the point of attack there and protecting the rim. I think some of it has to do with the lack of discipline, but also you could factor that into being just an inexperienced young group that's still kind of getting their feet wet.
Textbook shooting from the stripe. Great form, soft release, mark it up.
Harkless kicks to Davis. Portland moving the ball around. Here's Nurkic. It's hauled in by Gordon. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. There's the call. It's a foul in Orlando. And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Trailblazers.
You know, guys, we've really seen them do a lot of damage in the paint so far.
Also, guys, the passing has been terrific in the first half. They'll be happy with all those assists.
Shooting 2.
And the first one drops. And both free throws good for Davis. I think it's been a long rebuild for the Magic, but they really feel they've got a plan in place.
Well, you've heard the front office talking that they're going to win at least one championship by the year 2030. And I got to say, that's an interesting quote, to say the least. I mean, I have heard of a 5-year plan, but a 13-year plan, I guess you'd call that building for the long term.
Here's McCollum. After the made shot from Nikola Vucevic, screened by Nurkic. Back to Lillard. And the basket for the 4th time from the field. He's a healthy 4 for 6.
You know, this quarter has been all him, all about him. They're getting it to him in his spots, and he's taking over.
They set the pick. Passes it to Vucevic. Gordon against Davis. Ross in the corner. 6 on the shot clock. Out to the wing. Heaton. Off target from outside. Trailblazers leading by 7. Lillard outside. Here's Nurkic. It's hauled in by the Magic. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Warriors.
Yeah, that was more than just a tough loss. That was a complete embarrassment.
Yeah, the woodshed is what we call that. They annihilated him. Simply had no answers for how to slow him down.
For Orlando, they have gone 2 for 3 at the foul line in this game.
And looking at the numbers this season, they're shooting a robust 82% from the line. That's about as good as it gets.
Those are good numbers for any team. I mean, they can feel extremely good about their free throw shooting percentage this season.
No good on the free throw for the Magic. Spates comes in for Vucevic, and Max subbed in for Elfrid Payton. And he sinks the second. And for the Blazers, Greg, you could make the case they possess the second best backcourt in the NBA after the Splash Brothers with Lillard and McCollum.
Yeah, certainly offensively. I mean, they're just about unguardable. The questions begin at the other end. And when you factor in defense, I think you can find some debate there as some other groups tend to do a better job on that side of the ball.
Now here's Matt after the miss from Damian Lillard. Spates sets a screen. Nurkic with the steal. And Jonathan Simmons gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. So Portland ends up going with the new group. The Magic also changing it up. Isaac's checked in for Gordon. Hezonja comes in for Terrence Ross. And it's a Flalo in for Simmons. Portland leading by 6. Aminu with it. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. Here's Swanigan. Good, and it's Napier with the assist that time. Swanigan's got his first 2 points.
Great job of utilizing that screen and finding space to knock down the jumper. Good basketball.
Out to the right wing. Here's Spates. They get it again. And he uses the glass on the layup.
Well, you have to keep Isaac off the boards. I mean, when he's that close to the rim and has good position, he's a threat to grab a bunch of rebounds.
Now, here's Aminu. Feeds it to Turner. Fires the 3. Comes out of the gate empty. He's 0 for 1.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
Spates banked in off the glass. And now it's just a 4-point Trailblazer lead.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
Now here's Turner. Coming in off a 10-point game his last outing. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
This summer, a new front office taking over in Orlando after a rebuild effort that stretched back 5 seasons. Magic fans hoping they can get things headed in the right direction now.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. Blue shots.
Free throw good, Evan Turner. And for the Magic, do you think hiring a new GM will get the team headed, Clark, in the right direction?
Well, that's a good question, but I think that's a start. And again, alignment is so key when you talk about organizational success, from your ownership through your president, general manager, coaching staff. Everybody has to be committed to their alignment and culture. Their current structure has some overlap between business and basketball operations. I think that all has to be smoothed out. But one step at a time, one brick at a time.
Now here's Spates. He averages a bit over 6 points a game over Collins. And too long on the shot. Trailblazers leading by 6. Here's Turner. Turner missing again.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
Now here's Matt. He's guarded closely. Collins grabs the miss, and there's the foul. It'll go on Shelvin Mack. That's his first foul. For Portland, they've gone 50% from the field in the first quarter, 8 of 16. The feed to Aminu. Portland moving the ball around. Turner passes to Aminu. Collins kicks to Napier. There's the pass to Swanigan. Here's Turner, and it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. And a look now at the 4 areas where shots can come from. The paint, mid-range, and shots from deep, all broken down for the Trailblazers.
And the corner 3 has not been their shot of choice here tonight. And I think a big reason for that has been the defensive setup. They came in focused on taking away the short-range triple.
Here's Azania. He's coming off a 19-point game against the Warriors in Oakland. Ball's knocked loose. Now here's Aminu. Out to the right wing. From about 19 feet. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
Yeah, that's a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yeah, he was on the money, that's no doubt. He got right to the cup using that screen.
And being that he's 6'8", Hazonia is really a menace inside. He gets his shot up easily in the paint area.
They set the pick. Turner dishes to Collins. He kicks it to Napier. Aflalo pulls it in.
Yeah, good interior D there prevents the deuce.
You know, that's not easy at all. When guys get this close to the bucket, it's tough to stop the basket.
Yeah, not a great shot there, especially when you got a lockdown defender guarding you.
Agreed. I mean, when the defense is right there, you've got to move the ball, make the extra pass. That's a case of a poor shot selection.
The Trailblazers have hit all 4 of their chances so far in this one.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he makes the first. Clark, trying to find players that complement each other is such a big factor in the NBA. How much do differing styles of play matter for a low block pairing, for instance?
Kevin, I think it's critical. You need guys that have complementary skills. Somebody that can score it with his back to the basket deep in the post. And then that other big guy has to be more versatile. He has to be a good passer from every angle in the post area. And he has to be a guy who can make shots from that 12 to 17-foot range. So you have the kind of spacing that's ideal for two good inside players.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Now here's Turner. He gives the team some steady offense, a bit under 10 points a game. 1:33 left here in the first quarter. There's the pick. Pass to Isaac. Jacks up a three. And it's Portland with the rebound. This, of course, their first opportunity to play Orlando this season.
And just couldn't make the most of their meetings last year. Ended up splitting the season series.
Yeah, you know, most teams have games where they wish they could get a mulligan or take it back. But last year, their one loss in this series was one I know they wanted back.
Just 2 to shoot. Here's Napier. And he can't extend the lead to double digits.
Yeah, they got that one, but early on, it's really been a struggle for them to secure that defensive backboard.
And because it's still early, I wouldn't read too much into it. There's still a lot of game left.
Spates sets a screen. They grab their own miss. Oh, and he misses the dunk. Trailblazers leading by 9. Now Aminu. Looking for his first basket still in this one. John Turner kicks to Collins. Here's Napier. He tries for 3. Sinks the three-pointer. Napier's got a couple of threes now in the first for Portland.
He's been on the roll this quarter, really leading the way for his team right now.
Kicks to Mack. Once again off the mark, Orlando.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
And so it's Damian Lillard making things happen for the Portland Trailblazers. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. We'll return shortly. And now a chance to hear from point guard Damian Lillard. He explains his stoic demeanor on the floor.
I was taught to, never let anybody see how you feel. I kind of just embraced it, for my entire life. Just, you wouldn't know if something was going on in my life or not, because as long as I'm taking care of business and doing what I need to be doing, that's all that matters.
I would say we probably shouldn't expect to see Lillard starring in any reality shows about his personal life.
Lillard is a young man who is all about taking care of business.
Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start this second quarter. And guys, the Trailblazers enjoying a nice lead here.
They've gotten that perimeter game going in that first, and for me, that was the difference.
Yep, firing with confidence and rhythm, Greg. I mean, not allowing the defense to take a break.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. On the floor for Portland, Napier is out there with Turner. Then it's Collins. Then there's Al-Farouq Aminu. And it's Swan again in at the 4 slot. And here are the Trailblazers now. They've held a 12-point lead early. After this one, they're off to Sacramento to take on the Kings. That'll be just one game played away from home for them. They set the screen. And Turner kicks to Napier. 6 to shoot. Shot from the wing. That one wide left. The Magic trail by 9. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Fellas, Al-Farouq Aminu has established himself as a great defensive player, and he wants that recognition. He said, my goal every year is to be Defensive Player of the Year. I want to guard 1 through 4 and even 5 sometimes. I want it to be known that I'm a great defender. I want the league to recognize that. Kevin?
Thanks, David. Aminu continues to prove his worth on the defensive end. His length and quickness certainly hard to deal with. Turner takes a big high bounce and goes in. And the Trailblazers lead by 9.
That was an outstanding pick that gave him the room to bury the jump shot. Underrated, but not undervalued.
And Aflalo kicks to Mack. He dishes it to Spates. Back to Mack. Pass to Isaac. Nice pass. Nice catch and a resounding dunk.
Yeah, he's going to flush it every time when he's that close to the rim. You can't allow him to get that kind of position.
Portland leading by 7.
And Jonathan Isaac, a 6'11" small forward out of Florida State. You know, we're seeing more and more players like this with the length of a center and the guard skills. You know, you think of KD, of Brandon Ingram, and now Isaac.
Just 5 to shoot. Again, the miss by Turner.
And it's just one of those days, guys. He has just struggled to shoot the basketball.
Lasagna, the pass to Mack. Spates sets a screen, and it's blocked. Quarter 2, and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will retain possession. So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group. Vucevic checked in for Spates. Gordon comes in for Isaac. Terrence Ross is checked in for Mario Hezonja. And it's Payton in for Mack. Nurkic kicks to Harkless. And a wide open look for McCollum. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers. And the story for Jonathan Isaac. As a sophomore in high school, Greg, he stood 6'3" and played guard. He hit a growth spurt, as you can see.
Yeah, and it makes a difference. I think what I noticed most is that he's retained not just the perimeter skill, but also the fluidity. I mean, he's light on his feet and really moves well. Remember, there was another guy that was a point guard that had a nice growth spurt. I think his name was Anthony Davis.
Here is Lillard. 10 points for him. Quarter number 2, around 3 minutes gone by. Five on the clock. The Trailblazers need to get off a shot. Nurkic can't hit. The Magic trail by 5. This is to Gordon. Great D that time from Davis. Portland's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. McCollum with the ball. 11 points for him in that last game against Denver. Nurkic dishes to Lillard. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Lillard's got 12.
Boy, I love watching Lillard turn on the Jets, using that astounding speed to blaze past the defenders.
McCollum against Aflalo. That's in, coming off an assist from Payton. Payton's got 4 assists in the game. Trailblazers leading by 5. Davis with a screen on Payton. Pass to Davis. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Davis has got his second basket of the night.
Yeah, you know, Lillard has been so good at finding the open man, puts a lot of zip on his passes, and he knows he's responsible for getting his teammates the ball.
Here's McCollum. Bounces high off the rim and drops. And now a 9-point Trailblazer lead.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
Here's the dish to Vucevic. Payton against Lillard. Vucevic is screen on Lillard. Payton attacking. Got a piece of it. And stolen by Lillard. And oh, here we go. McCollum's got it. The fast break chance.
And unfortunately, we've seen a few too many of those. A lack of concentration, a turnover, and an easy bucket in transition.
And now the first timeout called here for the Magic.
Yeah, and C.J. McCollum mostly plays at that off-guard spot with the Blazers, but on a lot of teams, you could see him as the lead guard. I mean, 6'3" in height, and his handles are elite.
Simmons checked in for Aaron Aflalo.
And with the pause in the action, let's look at the numbers for Ross. 18th in free throw percentage, and he's among the top 20 players in three-point field goal percentage. He has been locked and loaded from beyond.
And his shooting form at the line has been outstanding. Economical release, fully extends on the follow-through. He can close games for you. Now here's Ross. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Golden State. Here's Vucevic. The Magic again can't hit. And C.J. McCollum can step into that point guard role very comfortably.
Yeah, I mean, he keeps it on a string going right or left. A terrific ball handler. Calling him a secondary ball handler is almost not doing him justice.
Now Vucevic following the three-point attempt by C.J. McCollum. Was shot by Payton, no good. And Lillard kicks to Harkless. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up. Harkless has got himself on the board with 3 there.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
And it'll go. And the Blazer lead is cut to just 11 on the basket from Simmons. Now here's Lillard. He's got 12. Davis kicks to Harkless. Over Ross. Takes a big high bounce and goes in. Harkless has got 5 now.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Picked by Vucevic. Payton kicks to Ross. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It goes on Ed Davis.
And, you know, with his athleticism, you like to see Ross attacking the defense like that.
He's made 3 of his 4 free throw attempts in the game.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
And boy, I tell you what, he's really coming to his own this year. I mean, that is an enormous step up from what he shot at the line last season.
The first free throw is good. And Clark, a lot of former players had a specific instance when they knew they were special, the way they played the game of basketball. Did you ever have a moment like that where you realized that you could make it as a player?
Yeah, there was a time when that became more realistic to me, Kevin. And I grew up in Cleveland, and during the summers, a lot of the Cleveland Cavaliers would stay in the area and play pickup basketball to stay in shape. And I got a chance to bump heads with a lot of those guys, Jim Jones and the late Terry Furlow, Austin Carr, Bingo Smith, Mike Mitchell. And I was only 15, 16 years old. And while those guys were going at half speed, it gave me the encouragement that I might be able to get to where they were if I continued to work hard and stay healthy. So at 15 or 16, during one of those summers, I began to realize that I might have a chance to realize the dream of being an NBAer.
Shooting 2.
And the first one drops.
2 seasons ago, you think about the Blazers, they were a young, overachieving team full of great bargain contracts. Well, yeah, they're still young, but they had to shell out some big-time cash to kind of keep that young nucleus together.
And both free throws good for Nurkic. And despite spending big money to keep their young talent all together, last season the Blazers, Greg, narrowly made the playoffs and were swept in the first round.
Yeah, and some of those contracts, they have to be a concern. This team doesn't show progress this season. Still, there's something to be said for that stability. This roster given the chance to grow together and develop that chemistry and continuity. Let's see what the ceiling is.
And so here's Portland after the Magic pick up 2. McCollum against Payton. Down to 5 on the shot clock. It's taken away by Peyton. Outside, Simmons. Slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. It goes on Ed Davis.
Aaron Gordon is no pushover. Far from it. I mean, with the ability to knock down shots despite contact, this young fellow's impressive.
And Aaron Gordon, a natural power forward, but he was asked to play at small forward last season alongside Serge Ibaka.
And Gordon was willing to try it, Kevin, to his credit, looking to expand his skill set. He's not a shooter right now, and however, with his leaping ability, I think it makes sense to perhaps keep him close to the rim.
Here's Nurkic. He's coming off a 13-point game against Denver.
And how about the job he did rebounding as well, guys? I mean, just a dominant performance on the glass. Really, the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
Yeah, exactly. Prevent the layup, give them a little bump, and then maybe they'll think twice about coming into the lane next time. And if they don't think about it, at least they might be distracted by your presence.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First free throw is good. And Clark, you were around Coach Frank Vogel quite a bit during his run as head coach of the Pacers. When you look back on it, what stands out?
His preparation. He's an eager learner. He's meticulous in his detail. He's even-keeled and extremely positive. I think he's an outstanding young coach, and good to see him having a team that he can have an opportunity to build and shape into a playoff contender at some point.
And that one's good. Simmons.
And not a great start for him in the first, but he's quickly starting to turn it around.
Trailblazers leading by 7. Now McCollum. He's been playing a big part of their offensive scheme, averaging around 15.5 points a game. Passes it to Harkless. Nurkic, a screen on Vucevic. Off the pick. Here's Davis, and terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2. Davis has got 6 points in the quarter.
And that's exactly why you got to box him out, because when you don't, that's what happens. He burns you on the glass.
In the corner, it's Gordon. Here's Vucevic. They count on his contributions, currently providing 16.5 points a game. Peyton passes to Simmons. Over McCollum. And that one comes up a bit short. Portland's gone 1 of 4 from 3-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. It's taken away by Peyton. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. They've led by as many as 14 points. And it's McCollum in the corner. Off target from outside.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
And the bucket counts. 3-point chance here.
You know, even when Peyton takes tough shots against good defense, you feel comfortable with it because he's so good at making shots through contact.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
And at 78%, he's been a consistent shooter at the line for them all season long.
Guys, I don't think there's any doubt that the work he's put in practicing free throw shooting has paid off. I mean, he's made nice strides in getting those shooting percentage numbers up.
Clark, when you look back at your terrific career, who is the one player that you considered your toughest opponent to go up against?
There were a couple of guys. Bernard King from the New York Knicks, because we saw them a handful of times a year, and he was just such a phenomenal scorer and a relentless worker offensively. He just never gave you a break. I didn't get to see the West Coast teams but twice a year. The Denver Nuggets in the early 80s had Kiki Vandeweghe, Alex English, and Dan Issel. And between those three guys, they were averaging about 80, 81 points a game. And I usually dealt with English or Vandeweghe. And those were long nights because those guys moved the ball, shot it from everywhere, and were excellent offensive players.
First free throw is good.
And getting to the line and hitting your free throws, a good way to get back into the game. It stops the clock and extends the game and allows you the opportunity to set your defense. They've been perfect from the line so far here in the second quarter.
Max checked in for Orlando. And so he hits both.
Well, this guy packs a nice skill set, Jonathan Isaac. A slender big man who has nice range and is a superb defender already.
And Aminu kicks to Collins. Here's Napier. He's covered by Mack. And that one is good. Napier's got 12. 1:58 left to play here in the second quarter. Here's Azania. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. The shot by Spates, nobody around. And the three off target. Here's Aminu. The slam dunk by Aminu.
Well executed, and then you love the strong finish.
Fantastic speed on the break. Speed kill, showing no mercy in transition there, partner.
Now here's Matt, currently averaging almost 6 points a game.
And if that doesn't get them fired up, guys, nothing will.
Greg, just what the doctor ordered, huh? Some high-flying annex to narrow the deficit.
Tell you what, fellas, that could give them the energy boost they've been looking for.
The Magic have been getting it done at the line, 10 for 12.
One shot.
That's good from Simmons. Here's Napier. 12 points for him. Here's Turner. Plays it up and banks it in. He's got 9.
If you let him get that deep, this is what you can expect.
He's not only strong as ammonia down there, he's smart as Einstein, too. Poor effort from the defense.
Now here's Simmons. Last game he had 10 points. Here's Mack. Collins grabs the miss. Collins has got his 4th rebound in this one.
And, you know, Kevin, his team is struggling a bit right now. I mean, I hope he can find his rhythm and start making his shots out there soon. Otherwise, ...
And the Magic just went through, Clark, the worst 5-year stretch in franchise history.
Yep, and how about the second worst winning percentage in the league? That's where they've been the last half decade. And some failed trades, misses on some draft picks. They've got a really good young coach, though, I think, in Frank Vogel. Had some tough luck in the lottery along the way. At some point, you have to start creating and crafting your own luck. And I think they will. I really do. Frank has proven himself as a good coach. I think it's just a matter of time before the Magic start trending north.
From the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, the Orlando Magic do have a stacked front court. They've got plenty of size. Head coach Frank Vogel said, in today's small ball NBA, we think we can beat the heck out of teams in the paint. But shooting has been a hindrance, and he conceded might have to win some games, 68-65. Kevin?
Going against the grain, DA. Thank you.
And, you know, Isaac is not afraid of a little contact. When he's shooting, he looks for contact.
On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
And, guys, I think that's a tribute to his work ethic. I mean, it's not by accident that he's enjoying the success he is at the free throw line. 2.
That's good from Isaac.
And just a much better job of attacking and getting to the line here in the second quarter. Didn't have a single attempt in the first.
Aaron Aflalo, he's checked in for Simmons. He hits both from the stripe. We've got 28 seconds left in the first half. Turner dishes to Collins. Turner with the screen. Collins passes to Napier. Outside Turner. Portland moving the ball around. Shot clock at 6. And Aminu kicks to Collins. Takes the 12-footer and hits. And the Trailblazers lead by 11.
Always enjoy solid, good passing. Easily setting up his teammate. Does not get any easier than that.
So we've reached the end of the first half of play. Trailblazers lead by 11. We'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We're going to break down all the action from the first half. Leading the way at the start, it was Damian Lillard. He had 12 points, 2 assists, and 1 steal. Shaq, how do you think the Trailblazers were playing?
I don't think anyone expected to see such numbers from the bench. You know, I'm impressed. It was what they needed, the jolt they needed, Ernie. Wow, I never knew their bench was. Matter of fact, I don't even know any of their players coming off the bench. Man, keep going, bench guys.
And over to Kenny. How about what you saw from the Magic?
It looked like they were shooting threes blindfolded. Sometimes you could get cold, but that was atrocious. It was scary. But they also looked scattered out there, and I think that disorganization was the main issue for them missing those shots. They need to establish themselves better into a better rhythm in the second half and avoid relying so heavily on the three-point shot.
That's it for now as the second half's just about ready to go.
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. We're seeing a tremendous game from Damian Lillard.
Yeah, so far they haven't found an answer for him. A scoring machine here in that first half.
Yeah, and it's been fun to watch, partner, because not only is he shooting a high percentage, a good percentage, he's also carrying the team.
Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first 2 quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. On the court for Orlando, the big men are Gordon and Vucevic. Payton is out there with Simmons, and it's Ross in at the small forward. Payton attacking, and the baseline jumper no good. Portland leading by 11. Lillard outside. He feeds it to Nurkic. Orlando grabs the miss. Gordon's got 4 rebounds in this game. Ross passes to Vucevic. It's not going to go for him. Great D that time from Nurkic. Here's Harkless. Trailblazers keep it alive. Feeds to McCollum. Offline with his 3.
And, you know, they don't have it right now. I mean, missing their first 3 shots so far this half, slow start.
Here's Payton. Rebound by Nurkic. Nurkic has got rebound number 5 here tonight. Screen by Nurkic. McCollum dishes to Lillard. Davis setting the pick for Lillard. Screen by Nurkic. And Lillard kicks to Nurkic. Pulls it from 20. And he overshot that one, missing.
Ugh, ugly start to the second half. They've missed their first 4. They've got to get on track.
Simmons. That's good. And it's Payton with the assist. Payton's got his 6th assist on the night.
Finally, they get one to drop. That's one of their first 4 here in the third. And you look at the post-up bangers who don't block shots at a high level. More and more we're seeing teams relegate them to that 6-man role off the bench. It'll be interesting to see how that affects the guy like Vucevic who fits that description. Continuing to push the action and build this lead.
Yeah, you know, continue to pour it on them. That's what they want to do right now. Doing their best to put this game out of reach and in the win column.
Great D that time from Nurkic. Greg, why is it, do you think, that teams want those more floor-bound, post-up big men like Vucevic coming off the bench?
I I think two things. First of all, their defensive shortcomings are less exposed playing against other reserves.
My goodness. Putting on a show. Ross can elevate with the best of them.
And that replay sponsored by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment, giving us an excellent perspective on the play. Lillard misses.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Payton attacking. The feed to Gordon. Harkless with the steal. 2-on-1 as they jump out on the break. Jumps up, and Harkless slams it in.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
And Orlando making a change here. Spates is checked in. The Magic trail by 11. And here is Payton. Outside, Simmons. And the pass to Ross. And the jam by Ross.
And that's a case where the deceptive strength that Ross has helps him score over the defense. You can't afford to take this guy lightly.
And Lillard kicks to McCollum. Inside, here's Davis. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum. And that's 12 points for Davis.
Outstanding entry pass there. He knew exactly where to go with the ball.
Spates the pass to Payton. Davis against Gordon. Back to Simmons. He kicks it to Gordon. 4 on the shot clock. Nurkic with the steal. Harkless dishes to Lillard. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Lillard is really a force of nature. I mean, an incredible talent who torches just about everybody with his scoring ability.
And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Trailblazers.
You know, I thought maybe they'd cool off a bit at halftime, but they've continued to bury the jump shots.
Something that also stands out tonight is the number of assists they have. I mean, that's a mark of a good club.
And that one misses. And one of the most dangerous shooters in the league, Damian Lillard, only needs a sliver of daylight, Greg, to get that baby off.
Yeah, I mean, he'll brush off the comparisons to Steph Curry, but he presents some of the same problems for the defense. Deep range, a quick release, and just one of the nastiest step-back jumpers in the game.
Payton against Lillard. It's stolen by Davis. From the arc. Lillard again missing.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
And it'll go. And the Blazer lead is cut down to just 10 points on the bucket from Spates. Lillard outside. McCollum with the screen on Payton. Davis sets a screen. McCollum kicks to Nurkic. To the inside. Tries to keep it alive. Clock is at 3. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Gordon. And a look now at the various locations of the shots taken so far for Simmons.
And everything he's touched has turned to gold. If you are on defense, you have to make sure all 5 players know exactly where he is at all times, because if he gets a sliver of a look, he'll get it done.
Knocks down the 3 ball.
Beautiful pick that time by Damian Lillard.
The Magic trail by 13. Payton passes to Simmons. Got it. Number 7 on the night. 7 for 11 from the floor.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
And how? I mean, they're taking this defense to task, taking them to school. Every one of their last 10 points have come in the paint.
And the whistle blows as the basket counts, and a 3-point play chance right here. 1 free throw coming up. Free throw good. McCollum.
I like the shiftiness of McCollum. I mean, feels like he can get any shot he wants to. Very efficient as a guard.
The drive by Gordon. That one good for 2. Gordon's got 7 points in the game.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
And Greg, those looks they're allowing are almost automatic.
McCollum dishes to Nurkic. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Nurkic has got the lead up to 14 now for Portland. The Magic have gone 6 of 10 from the field in the 3rd quarter. Payton against Lillard. Payton kicks to Ross. It's stolen by Davis. Lillard against Payton. McCollum, no good.
I can't explain what happened there, Kevin. I mean, he had the layup. Looked like it was a simple play. Somehow the defense threw him off just enough to cause the miss.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
Officials have been scrutinized by players and coaches and analysts alike for as long as the games have been played. Clark, just how hard is it to be an official in the NBA?
Kevin, harder than I can really articulate. When you think about the number of calls, the speed and strength and athleticism of the players, the dimensions of the court being such a confined space for 10 extremely athletic, powerful players. All of that speaks to me in this way. The NBA officials are fantastic. Yes, they make mistakes, but all human beings make mistakes, and that human element should always be part of the game. I like technology aiding the officials, but I don't ever want to see us eliminate the human element of officiating.
So Portland ends up going with the new group. That one falls, so he hits both of them. Trailblazers leading by 12. They set the pick. Here's Turner, and it's good off the back of the rim and in. Turner's got 11 points.
And you can see there the defender gets caught up on the pick.
I think he's got to be more aggressive, stronger, getting through those screens. Can't allow shooters that kind of space to pull the trigger.
Now a timeout called by Orlando.
And Kevin, they've been committing a lot of turnovers here. Taking care of the basketball is the #1 priority right now in that huddle. They've got to tighten it up.
Mario Hezonja's checked in for the Magic. And with this break, let's bring up the list of the dominant rookie rebounders in the NBA this season. And you look at Collins, one of the game's best, second in the league.
And, you know, rebounding was a skill that I thought would translate to the NBA for him. We knew he could board with the best of them, and he has not disappointed.
Yeah, rebounding always transfers and translates to the next level. He's been a bull in a china shop, out working, out hustling guys, and he's really got terrific instincts to the basketball.
And it's time for an injury report. Now for an update on Vucevic's injury. Let's go to David Aldridge.
Kevin, I caught up with the head athletic trainer for the Magic. He told me that in his opinion, the injury does not appear to be too serious. The season is still very young, but that is bad news to get at any point of the year. We'll see how the team responds without him, Kevin.
All right, David, thanks for checking in and letting us know how he's doing.
And let's just hope that he doesn't have any setbacks during his recovery.
Yeah, I'm with you there, guys. One thing we know is that he's not going to let it get him down. I mean, it'll only motivate him to work harder to get back as soon as possible.
A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded.
And that's a good place to start if you're going to try to find your way back into this game. Get to work on the glass.
Orlando moving the ball around. There's the pick. Clock at 6. Here's Spates. Here's Isaac. And no good. Now Portland takes it the other way. Napier kicks to Aminu. Orlando grabs the miss. Spates has got 5 rebounds tonight. And out of bounds as the Trailblazers gain possession.
Let's take a look at where the Portland Trailblazers stack up as the season gets underway.
And let me add a few words about all their steals. I mean, they bring that toughness and aggression defensively. You don't get to be a top 10 team in that category by accident.
Aminu with it. And stolen by Aflalo. Spates sets a screen. Here's Hezonja. That's tipped. Here's Napier. A three-pointer off the mark. The Magic trail by 16. Kicks to Aflalo. He gets it in there. Aflalo's got his second bucket tonight.
And Isaac is a nice passer. I mean, senses when his guys are ready to shoot the ball and gets it to him quickly.
Aflalo against Turner. He dishes it to Aminu. Collins passes to Turner. Shot clock at 6. Collins. And it's Spates with the rebound. The Magic have gone better than 53% from the floor since halftime. Shooting 8 of 15. And Aflalo kicks to Hezonja. Got a hand on it, and they're able to recover. Aflalo dishes to Spates. Can't hit the free throw line jumper.
Tell you what, Kevin, it would be helpful if he would start to contribute a little more on offense, because when he's missing, it makes it really hard for this team.
They get it again. Collins. No good with the layup. The Magic trail by 14. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket. Just a positive force right now for these guys. And though his team has fallen a bit short, it's not because of him.
Here's Turner. Pass to Napier. There's a good screen. And Turner kicks to Aminu. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. You look at Golden State. They hold the first place spot in the conference just right where they want to be. They've got momentum. And of course, the Portland Trailblazers, 4.5 games behind.
Yeah, and when you look at Portland, they had the kind of hot and cold start that we've kind of come to expect. Nothing that would indicate they're in for any kind of a breakout season.
And, you know, perhaps with a roster move or two later on, Greg, they can start to break out of that pack.
Trailblazers leading by 10. Napier kicks to Aminu. There's the screen. Dishes it to Turner. Shot to stop the drought. Here's Swanigan. No one on him, and he makes the easy one. Swanigan's got his second bucket of the game to go.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats, that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead.
Here's Napier. 14 points for him. Turner up top. He's guarded by Aflalo. No coverage that time. Napier's got 17 now.
Boy, that was a rugged screen set there, fellas, and the defense didn't even try to go through that one.
Now here's Aflalo. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. Spates sets a screen, but they get it back. Hezonja's shot is off. And so it's the Portland Trailblazers looking at a 13-point lead heading into the next quarter. And they've created a bunch of turnovers with that terrific D. We come back right after this. Now let's listen in to Frank Vogel's huddle.
Shrink the floor. When you're on the ball or close out faster. Okay, take away their airspace and then contain their drive.
And that's the catch-22 there. Frank Vogel wanting better perimeter defense, but also wanting to limit forays to the hoop.
Yeah, and it takes tremendous discipline to do that. Don't leave your feet, don't reach, and everyone help each other defensively.
And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. Harkless and Aminu, your small and power forwards. Evan Turner is out there with Napier, and it's Collins in at center. That's the group on the floor for Portland. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. Vucevic has got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Magic. On the wing, Turner. Over Afflalo. Shots good by Turner. And the Trailblazers lead by 13.
That was an outstanding pick that gave him the room to bury the jump shot. Underrated, but not undervalued.
Gordon goes in, and then Gordon with the dunk.
You know, even when the defense is a little handsy, Gordon is a pro at completing these drives.
Napier kicks to Harkless. They set the pick. Portland moving the ball around. Aminu the pass to Harkless. Aminu with a screen for Harkless. Here's the floater, and he sinks the layup.
He knew what he wanted to do all along. The teardrop.
The Magic trail by 13. Pick by Vucevic. Hezonja kicks to Vucevic. Pass to Afflalo. It's stolen by Aminu. Shot on the wing. He shoots again. It's deflected. And we're around 2 minutes into the fourth quarter here. Portland leading by 11. Now Turner. Now the dish to Collins. Passes it to Napier. Orlando grabs the miss. Mack with the ball. Picked up by Turner. Mack dishes to Afflalo. And here is Mack. And Afflalo kicks to Gordon. Back to Afflalo. Just 3 to shoot. Over Turner. That one's in there. The Trailblazer lead is cut down now to just 9 in the basket from Afflalo.
I tell you what, fellas, he loves those mid-range jumpers. I mean, that's where he makes his money.
Now a timeout called by Portland. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Collins. Davis comes in for Al-Farouq Aminu. C.J. McCollum, he's checked in for Turner. And Damian Lillard is subbed in for Shabazz Napier. The Magic also changing it up. Ross, he's checked in for Mario Hezonja. Jonathan Simmons comes in for Aaron Afflalo. And it's Peyton in for Mack. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Hi, Kevin. Well, Terry Stotts just went over his game plan with his team. He told him one thing. He said, no mistakes from here on out. We've got a good lead. Don't take chances. No dumb fouls. Smart basketball the rest of the way, guys.
And that one misses.
Well, you know, as the NBA continues to change, Nikola Vucevic is an interesting case study. He's got the skill level for today's game, but the question is, does he have the mobility? He's not that quick of foot, and that's been problematic for him.
And more than ever before, the NBA requires big men to cover a lot of ground. Vucevic looking to keep up.
Yeah, Vucevic, I think, is really a terrific rebounder and passer, and you can see all of his positives. He can score on the block and make the three-point shot. I think it's just a matter of him consistently tying all of that together.
He doesn't get the second one.
Elfrid Payton is known primarily for his playmaking ability. The way he moves the ball is exactly what you want from your point guard.
Cullen passes to Nurkic. There's a screen. That's a 2 from Lillard, and it's good. He planted his feet on the pick and shielded the defender off.
And I love the momentum he's building. Last game, he was just as dominant.
Yeah, I concur. I mean, definitely on the roll right now. Seems like everything he's throwing up is going down.
Gordon goes back up, feeds it to Ross. Back to Simmons. Beyond the arc. And the rebound by Nurkic. Nurkic has got his 8th rebound here tonight. Now here's Harkless. He's guarded by Ross. Lillard against Payton. With the tip, Davis on the follow. Davis has got 4 points this quarter.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
Payton kicks to Ross. And it's Vucevic in the corner. Back to Ross. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Great appreciation for Ross. Never afraid of going into the contact on the way up. Well done.
The first one falls. He makes 1 of 2 that time. Portland leading by 13. Lillard outside. And it's Lillard again missing.
He had 6 points from long range in the first half, but nothing's fallen here since.
The feed now to Vucevic. Here's Ross. The stupendous finish in traffic. Ross has got 9 points now in just the second half.
The defense made their presence felt, but Ross is just too explosive down there.
Lillard against Payton. Lillard attacking over Payton. Lillard again missing.
You know, it hasn't been his night, but his team still leads, so that's encouraging.
The pass to Vucevic. Back to Payton. Gordon inside. Davis is on it.
Tremendous effort. I mean, this guy has already cracked double digits on the backboard.
And those rebounds lead the team. I mean, he's been the tone setter for him today in terms of work ethic and glass eating.
Here's Gordon, and it's Gordon finishing it off.
And Gordon's eyebrows go up when he sees an opportunity to drop the hammer. This guy is a phenomenal athlete who throws it down with some major force.
Trailblazers leading by 9. Lillard with it. Davis sets a screen. Right at the free throw line. Here's Nurkic, and there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time.
He does not play the score. I mean, he's going to continue to work his tail off on the glass and make plays just like that.
And plays like that have really taken the energy out of those defenders. I mean, you can bet he's going to continue to keep pushing in that area.
The Magic trail by 11. Payton dishes to Simmons. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. First one falls for him. Both shots good from the stripe. Portland leading by 9. And Lillard kicks to Harkless. Davis sets a screen. Pass to McCollum. They set the screen. Screen by Nurkic. 3-pointer Lillard. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum. McCollum's got assist number 5 here tonight. McCollum against Payton. And they double up Payton. Now here's Vucevic. He's guarded closely. Another miss by Orlando.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
And it's Lillard again missing.
And there was no effort on behalf of the defense. None. I mean, the shooter has to be upset with himself for missing that shot.
It's stolen by Davis. Near the three-point line, it's McCollum. Rebound by the Magic. Ross has got his 4th rebound in this one. To the paint. And then Gordon with the dunk.
And Payton really demonstrating once again his incredible upside. I mean, his passing is one of the things that set him apart.
Simmons against McCollum. Nurkic a screen on Simmons. Here's Lillard. Gets an open look and hits. Lillard's got 20 points. The Magic trail by 12. Here's Payton. Some solid defense from Lillard. Portland's gotten just 1 of 4 3-pointers to go down for them here in the 4th. Again, McCollum missing. Orlando's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the 4th quarter. Gordon with no one around. Offensive rebound. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Yeah, how about the body control on that one? Narrowly misses getting the deuce.
Boy, he had a nice look at it after drawing the foul. Boy, it would have been nice to get an and one there.
And he knocks down the first one. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Trailblazers leading by 10. McCollum kicks to Davis. He feeds it to Nurkic. Davis sets a screen. It's Davis on the wing. Shot clock at 5. The 3 from McCollum. It's hauled in by the Magic. Vucevic has got 6 rebounds here tonight. Ross passes to Simmons. It's stolen by Davis. Fast break. Here come the Trailblazers. Here's Harkless. Here's Lillard. That one's not going to go. And Orlando will come the other way. Here's Gordon. Off the left rim and out. One item that stood out, their ball movement.
Things are definitely clicking. And more importantly, it makes it really hard to defend.
McCollum dishes to Nurkic. Lillard against Payton. Shot, high post. Again the miss by Lillard. The Magic trail by 10. Simmons with it. Lillard picks him up. Here's Ross. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. The Trailblazers shooting 32% in the 4th, perhaps looking a bit tired. The shot by Harkless, no good.
And so far this quarter, he's been a little off on his game.
Just a touch. I mean, it seems like he's forcing shots a little bit to me, Greg. Not playing his game right now, and with every miss, the pressure intensifies. Nice job exploiting that mismatch. Realized he had a smaller defender on him and went right to the mid-range jam.
Davis kicks to McCollum. Over Simmons. And the shot falls short this time.
Not sure if he just ran out of gas or what, Kevin, but he's been awful ever since the second half started. Not even been a factor.
No good from Ross.
That's smothering defense. Chicken and gravy defense, not giving him an inch there. That's how you guard the inside. Yes, sir.
They can burn some clock if they want to.
And get a little breather as well.
Nurkic a screen on Simmons. Davis sets a screen. Kicks it to Harkless. Shoots over Vucevic. Portland no good that time either. The Magic trail by 8. Payton passes to Simmons. He kicks to Gordon. 1:21 left in the 4th quarter of this one. No good from Ross.
Nothing's going his way since the horn. I mean, looks like he used up all his makes in the last quarter.
A three from McCollum, hits it from three-point range. McCollum's got 11 in the second half.
And at this point, just sort of running through the paces, as it appears it'll be a nice win here for the Trailblazers.
And one area that stands out that we've seen tonight from them, their aggressiveness in getting steals, something I know that you really value yourself.
I think it sparked their offense. It deflates the opposition, and when you have the type of effort we saw tonight, it's pretty hard to overcome that defensive pressure down the stretch.
And with this effort tonight, grabbing their 8th win of the year.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
And that next meeting, Greg, will be their second and final game of the season series, being in opposite conferences. So you bet nobody wants to get swept even in a 2-game season series. I think the next game will be hotly contested.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Ed Davis.
Yeah, and he was aggressive rebounding the ball tonight. I think his aggressiveness on the glass helped set the tone.
Oh, and how about squeezing the orange as tight as he could there before the stuff?
Yeah, no way he's going to lose that thing on the way up.
Better safe than sorry, right?
Here's McCollum. And so Portland takes this one, but by a big margin. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. And once they started to really play in rhythm, you never felt like they had any doubts as to whether or not they were going to win.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Damian, it looks like this team's progress can be measured by your improvement at the defensive end. Did we see that tonight?
We made some mistakes like every other basketball team does, but I think we did a great job of making adjustments. We got a little more physical. We did a great job of that.
And that led to a big win, Damian. Thanks for your time, man. Kevin?
David, thank you as always. And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long and good night, everyone.